Mr. Tim thought I abandoned this program a moment ago.
I've never seen anything like it in the now almost 23 years of this program. I told Biggie, there's a moment in the office when we realize the clock is on. It's time to get to the capsule.
It's exciting, isn't it?
The countdown is on. The show's about to launch.
It's a countdown for a couple of hours before this piece of broadcasting begins every day. We try to come in here and do this for the record books every day, for the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And put another award winner together.
Sure.
And it's a constant countdown. When 5 minutes to go, it's time.
There comes a point where there's nothing else you can do.
That's right. It's done.
I've taken my fiber pills.
That's right.
I've hydrated. I put on my Blistex for the day.
That's right.
It's time to go.
It's time to go. And where will the road lead us?
So I stood up and Kelly stood up, which is unusual because usually I'm like a minute or two ahead of you.
That's right.
And you stood up and walked out the door to the parking lot.
Out the back door. I turned left instead of right. A surprise.
I'd never seen that before, and I thought, he's gone around the bend.
He's given up.
I think about it daily.
He's given up.
Maybe just, I didn't look over. I just thought maybe you'd left your key on your desk at your workstation.
No, I took my key because I had left a water bottle in the car. That's it? Just
hydration thing?
Yeah, I didn't have it, and I had left it in the car, and I thought, okay, let's go get it.
I thought you needed money for the vending machine.
Nope, already used that. Already went to the vending machine, swiped it.
Good old plastic, right?
Went plastic. And today at the vending machine, which I get M&Ms almost every day, because I'm giving myself this month. All right, I'm giving myself the freedom to get those items this month. And at the vending machine today, the M&Ms, they get hung up all the time on the spoke.
I saw it this morning. There's one pack of plain M&Ms left.
Yeah.
And it's like a good turn and a half away from the front.
Yeah, and do you know what this machine does? It's so advanced. I slid my card and everything, and I thought, this ain't
Hello, Chris.
Good morning. Ready for
December
another
will
day?
be over soon. Enjoy these dark treats while you can.
That's it. 'Cause I'm not doing it listen, I've got 15 days
You're
left.
looking very healthy today. You deserve a treat.
Thank you. Yes.
How about that? An AI vending machine.
I bet it comes to that eventually.
Got to be.
This thing, you're right. The M&Ms were so stuck back. I thought, I can't even. I'll pay for it, and then I won't even be able to shake them free. It'll be that lodged. So I almost got a Snickers, in fact, because of that. But anyway, it's so advanced. It turned its full completion, and even then, it looked like it hadn't turned at all. It was up to the front, but wasn't falling. And so then it started turning a little more. It went, like it kept on doing it even after it had stopped several times, knowing that something was left in there. But it still never fell. I had to pay for it twice today. I had to. Listen, it's okay.
Did you leave a Post-it note on the machine?
No.
This machine owes me.
Machine owes me $1.
Please understand. I don't know who's in charge of this. That's how I read those notes in my head.
I've lost 70 cents in this machine again.
Every vending machine has that note.
Yeah.
Really? I've done this twice now. Well, that's your fault.
And at least in the olden days, pre-pan, you could take comfort in the fact that there would be a human being seeing the note.
Yeah. Now,
on a fairly regular basis.
Who knows?
I don't know who or what, how these machines are stocked now.
I don't either. From the rear, maybe. I don't know. From the outside. I have no idea how these things are stocked. But I paid twice because there have been times that he has accidentally given me two for the price of one.
So you thought this was a karmic payback?
Yeah, I thought let's just chalk it up to karma and do that. Exactly. So I just did it and got it. But I went out to my car to get the water, and a colleague, Squidward, was walking in 5 minutes pre-showtime. And he said the same thing you did. He said, "You're finally abandoning your ship? You're done? You're finally just running out on it with 5 minutes to go." I guess that's what everybody thinks of, is one day I'll just run mad from the place. And that'll be it. There'll be
Do you
no
think
more.
you go quietly, or would you go out in a blaze of glory?
Well, I'm more quiet, I think.
Yeah, but you'll give the interview later.
Yeah, about how horrible it was.
Yeah, you'll leave quietly and thank everybody. Yeah, great work with you, too.
Yeah.
And then a week later, you'll be on the local news just bashing it.
Just burning the place to the ground.
Yeah, definitely.
I know where the bodies are buried.
You won't do it to our faces.
Never. Behind back only. I saw today, this was on our mentor always sends the top 5 things people are talking about across America today. And one of them was Billie Eilish, who's opening up about her porn addiction. She watches porn all the time and started at a very young age.
Wow.
Said it's destroyed her mind.
Yeah. She started at 11. This story was
11.
giant.
Yeah.
Well, is that I mean, I'm trying to think back to when I first saw pictures. You know, we didn't have.
Yeah.
I mean, there was hardcore porn when I was a kid, but the first time I saw like a naked lady was somebody showed me something on the bus, on a school bus,
Playboy magazine or something. Yeah.
It was a torn out like black and white picture
Right.
from some magazine that his dad probably had.
I used to get the Geographic and see the natives.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're of a certain age, that's true too. But I was probably 11 or 12 when I first saw naked ladies. Porn is different.
She said she watched hardcore at 11, and it's so easy to get now.
Yeah.
That's just it. This generation is way different. I mean, I think I saw my first, like you, Chris Demm, my first Playboy was, I remember, it was the second grade because the kid had an older brother who had, some stuck under his bed. And, now, though, it's a whole different world.
Yeah.
Of course.
Experts, parenting experts, that kind of thing. Sociologists say they don't tell parents to tell your kids or to ask your kids, are you looking at it? The question is simply, when did you first see it?
Yeah,
because it's just assumed that everyone has seen it.
Well, I tell you, I do some work for a procedure that gives erectile dysfunction. It's to combat erectile dysfunction. And I talked with the owner a few months ago, and he said that he gets so many guys coming in who are 25 years old, who have watched so much porn, they can't be aroused by their girlfriend because they don't have the porn.
In the human fashion.
In
face to face.
Old-fashioned way, let's have sex, they can't do it because they've watched so much porn. It really is an addiction.
Yeah. I 1,000% believe that.
Yeah.
She kind of touched on that.
Billie Eilish.
Her first sexual experiences were not good because she was thinking she was doing all these things wrong because she was, she only knew porn.
Yeah.
So that's what she was thinking she had to do.
Yeah.
And it made her uncomfortable and still makes her highly uncomfortable.
She says she's so angry that porn is so easy to get, so loved, and she says, I'm so angry at myself for thinking it was okay to do that. And that is what America.
Well, I think Biggie's got the bigger issue. I mean, it's out there. I mean, I don't know that it's going to go away, but I think people's expectations are that's what actual human face-to-face contact is. It's not.
No, it's not.
It's usually it should be more of a two-way street.
Of course, that's exactly right. So that's going on.
Yeah, this is a side note. She hosted Saturday Night Live.
Billie Eilish.
She was good.
Oh, she's very good. I like her singing. I think she's really
good.
No,
in the skits.
Oh, she was good in the skits.
I was very impressed.
Really? I think she's super talented. I've been a fan, for a while now.
I don't love her singing.
I do. I think she's
not a singer.
That's what I like the
talkies.
Yeah, she's real talk. Yeah, tell me
that slow whisper, Olivia Rodrigo. That's what
I love that.
Eilish spawned Rodrigo.
Exactly. I mean, to me, Eilish beget Rodrigo, and I like Rodrigo better. But Eilish, I like. I do.
I prefer someone like Adele who can open up her mouth and sing.
Oh, I like her too. But Eilish, I like that talking. Yes. She's got a real style to her.
I don't think her songs make a lot of sense to me.
That's what I like.
Yeah. Talking like this for no reason.
Yeah. She's really something. Yeah. But she's opening up about her porn addiction.
Yeah, that was sad. I was reading through that.
I know. It's awful.
I feel like my generation kind of got the best of both worlds.
Because you had it digitally.
Well, we had to get it early on ourselves.
Yeah.
But then the internet started coming, so we kind of came on the back end of that. But we also had to form relationships with people. Now, I really do worry about the kids these days just for that reason.
You were the perfect age. You got the magazines and then
we can relate to both because I remember the magazines, but I also was right in the digital world. As you know, I nearly died looking at porn.
I know you did. I know you had to hide the computer. Well, you had to.
I thought I was having a heart attack. I had to reach up and close the window.
That's right.
So that's not how they found me.
And how old were you when you thought you were having a heart attack?
20.
Yeah. Common. Very common.
I just had gas.
Speaking of heart attacks, all right, good segue. Actor Chris Noth, who was killed off, I'm going to go ahead and this is a spoiler, but everybody seems to know it now, as his character Mr. Big in the Sex and the City reboot, says they wanted to kill him off in the first movie, which was over 10 years ago, but he wouldn't let them kill the character off. He refused to do the movie if they were going to kill him off. I guess actors do have some say in what happens to their character, because he's like, I'm not doing this if you kill me off. And, my wife and Chris Demm pointed out, they were right, I guess, now to get rid of that character, because he and the main character, Sarah Jessica Parker, they're just happily married. That's all they were. There was no drama between them, so there was nothing there.
You could have certainly had them cheat,
but they did it.
What.
So they did that in the second movie. I mean, it's already been done. He cheated on her all during. I mean, he was. He would treat her terribly during the series, and she'd go back to him. Then in the first movie, they were supposed to get married. He ran out on the wedding. And in the second movie, they had marital trouble. So it's like they've been down the road every single way they've
exhausted the storyline.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I guess there was really no need for him to go forward. But still, I told you yesterday, I wish they had just ended it at the first movie, because it ended so happily, and I could just think they're living happily ever after, and that's it, Like, in my mind, the Golden Girls are still living in that house in Miami. Always will be. I'll never, even though the actors have mostly died, I still picture them living in the same
playing canasta or whatever they play.
Mahjong out on the lanai.
In a good way, there's no way to reboot that show.
There's no way.
It's one show they can't reboot.
Really?
Unless they move the Sex and the City girls to Florida.
They're the same age.
They are.
They're the exact same age. That's a good point. They'll never reboot the Golden Girl show. That's right. And then, Chris Demm, he thought I was running out on the show, and it's probably because we had a heated conversation about which McDonald's Danish was best. I'm a cinnamon man, and he's an apple guy.
Yeah, I always like the apple.
We're not going to see.
And of course, they've been gone from the menu for 2 decades.
Yeah, 25 years. Don't get David. He started talking about it because Mariah Carey McDonald's menu carries on now through Christmas. And now they're doing even something else. They're
adding free Mariah beanies.
Yes, you get a little.
I think they have 10,000 beanies to give away.
A Mariah Carey beanie if you go and order off the app, and if you spend more than $1, you get whatever the prize is.
Today's bakery item, and that's why we brought up Danishes.
You get a bakery item, not a Danish. They've been off the menu for 25 years, and Dave Aiken loved that Danish, as did I. That cinnamon Danish was outstanding.
Well, we had to bring it up before Dave gets here.
Yeah, he will.
Because he'll do 30 minutes on it.
That's right. That's right. The year in reviews are starting to come out now, too, as we get to the end of the year. And I saw one that I thought was interesting today about things you might probably have forgotten that happened this year that were a big deal when they happened. And the one, and I thought, man, it seems like longer than that ago to me, was, do you remember this, when Bernie Sanders was at Joe Biden's inauguration and he had those mittens on, and then everybody...
Remember those mittens? Just sitting alone in the cold?
Yeah, that was this year. He had those.
Yeah, you're right.
Those recycled mittens, and they were memes forever.
Mm-hmm.
People put mittens on everybody, and I had completely forgotten about that. And then Biggie brought us this: Justin Timberlake's weak apology to Britney Spears and Janet Jackson after the Britney Spears documentary. He got a lot of flack for how he apologized.
Yeah, but he'll be fine. He seems to weather all this just fine.
Storm. He came through. Well, how about Lil Nas X with his satanic shoes made by Nike? I think they were made by Nike. Remember that? There was like
a drop. Yeah, I think so. It was a
drop of blood.
Mm-hmm. It was Nike shoes, but it was
modified.
Modified because Nike very quickly came out and was like, "This is not us."
Yeah, they had a drop of blood,
real blood
in the shoe. Exactly. Dolly Parton recreated her 1978 Playboy cover. Okay,
is that in your office somewhere?
Yeah, it's on the bulletin board. It's I had to hide it, but
HR didn't like that.
Yeah. And that goes up after you leave.
Right. The drama over who would host Jeopardy after Alex Trebek. Still going. Yeah. We chronicle that.
We've chewed all the meat off that bone.
We do. They hired the guy, and he had done things behind the scenes that nobody liked, so they got rid of him after a week. Mike Richards. That'll be a name. There's a trivia name for you. I mean, I guess the trivia question of who succeeded Alex Trebek as host of Jeopardy is Mike Richards. He lasted
technically true.
Trebek lasted 30-some years. He lasted 30
hours.
Yeah, that's all he did.
I feel like Chris Demm and I got that. We should be counted as getting that right, too, because we said it was going to be him.
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
And then
you were right.
Screwed the pooch.
That's a good point. You all had that. And he was smooth.
He was smooth.
But we
thought it because he showed up out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just like, hey, this is Mike Richards. It's like, oh, that's the guy.
That's the guy. The Jeopardy champion, the current Jeopardy champion. Now, I always watch I'm about 10 days behind right now. We always watch one day at a time and haven't been able to watch in a little while. But the Jeopardy champion, I guess she's still on a run. Amy Schneider is her name. She's becoming somewhat of an internet sensation, too. She goes on her social media and answers questions from fans about anything you want to ask her, basically. Is she the transgender? She's
Yes.
transitioned from male to female and has won more than 10 games in a row on Jeopardy. Been a lot of champs go for a pretty good while these days. She has this is interesting. She has a Wizard of Oz tattoo on the side on her arm. And she said Jeopardy has told her, make sure that you wear long sleeves so no one can see the tattoo for copyright purposes. They won't allow anything from Oz, from Wizard of Oz.
If you get a Wizard of Oz tattoo, what do you get?
She had something. She said she's a Wizard of Oz fanatic. And there's
so many images from that film. How do you pick one?
Yeah, well, hers is actually not even from the Wizard of Oz. There are a lot of sequels to it, and there's something called Ozma of Oz, and that's like a character from that. I saw this; it's big tattoo on her right arm, and it's large. It looks like the Wizard, but it's not from the Wizard of Oz. But they told her, "Don't let it be seen." If you did a Wizard of Oz tattoo, you could do Scarecrow, you could do Tin Man,
Brick Road,
all 4 of them.
You could do the Emerald City. I mean, there's so many things.
I don't see a lot of them though. I don't see a whole lot of Wizard of Oz. Maybe it's so old that people don't get it.
I found out about the transgender part because I had a friend who will remain nameless text me and say, "Man, you got to check out this woman on Jeopardy tonight. That looks like a man." And I was like, okay.
Yep.
And then it came out and I wrote back. I was like, you are so insensitive.
Let me tell you what a terrible mistake I've made. All right, and this is, I'll just admit this to you all. I don't have to admit this, but before, when the woman who is transgender, she's transitioned from male to female. She's the champion now. Dave came in here one day and said, by the way, the new champion on Jeopardy is a transgender. That's the first time it's happened in Jeopardy. But I was, as I am now, 10 or 12 episodes behind. So every episode, we'd see the 3 contestants, and I'd go,
That one.
Oh,
yeah. Gotcha.
terrible.
And I missed it for like 5 episodes in a row. I'd be like, yep.
Wait.
Terrible.
What a horrible person I am.
I know you're a
terrible.
secret contestant, too.
What
I should give you my friend's number. You two can text together.
What an awful, awful person I am. Because I knew it was coming. I told my wife, by the way, next chance, when this guy gets beat, it's going to be a transgender person that beats him. So we would, every night, I'd be like, I think it's that guy right there. But it never was.
No.
It took a week before that happened. I didn't know how many games I was behind. Here's another thing you may have forgotten that happened this year. The heated debate in the middle of the year on how much or little celebrities bathe, which we also covered.
Yeah.
Stem to stern. Who's bathing and who's not?
That might have been the worst thing of the year.
The
I mean, I'm not happy about inflation, but every celebrity had to tell us their bathing habits.
Who Gyllenhaal didn't bathe? I can't remember him. The Rock bathes. The Rock was 3 times a day. Who got it started? Was it Dax Shepard?
Probably Dax.
Dax Shepard.
Yeah, and Gyllenhaal was in there for some reason. No, Gyllenhaal,
I can't remember.
he was part of the Taylor Swift thing more, but I feel like he had something to do with the bathing, too.
He did.
He did. I think
Yeah.
it started because Dax and his wife talk about their little germ babies.
That's
No,
it.
was Ashton Kutcher.
Kutcher and the germ
That's it.
babies.
Kutcher's germ babies. Kutcher and his wife,
Mila
Kunis.
Because it was like, who cares about bathing? They're going to stay dirty.
Right. They said, we're not bathing our germ babies, and got a ton of backlash. Maybe
and support.
Maybe Gyllenhaal said he does bathe.
Well, then they started asking celebrities who were pushing projects.
Well, it was Kunis and Kutcher said, we don't bathe the babies that much, and we ourselves don't take showers every day. And then Gyllenhaal said what he said, a few. And then Dax Shepard came and supported the Kutcher Kunises and said, I don't bathe. We don't bathe our kids every day either. You don't have to. They're little germ factories. Who cares? They're not clean. And then it became a thing of who bathes and who doesn't.
I will say, it does seem, with my nieces, every day it changes, it seems, as far as bath time, getting a bath, and I do know there are days my sister's like, you know what? Just go to bed.
Go to bed dirty.
Yeah. And see, but then they'll move it sometimes. Like now it seems to be like we try to do, late in the afternoon before they get grumpy for the evening.
What are they, 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, at 3, you don't always bathe them every day. And my son is 16, and certainly he doesn't bathe every day. I'm sure
Really?
he doesn't bathe no, he hates the shower. On the weekends, sometimes he won't bathe. But when he's going out now, has to be presentable and everything.
Yeah, I mean, that really becomes more of a thing. You need to be presentable.
Of course, you need
once you hit a certain age.
Of course.
Or mindset.
And he checks his hair every time. I cannot tell you. He looks at his hair way more than anybody else in the family. Anytime he walks by a mirror, he's looking at that hair. Mm-hmm. That mane has got to be just right. And he's getting his hair cut here in the next week, and he's very particular about keeping his wings.
Risky.
The wings have to be kept just right. He's already said that.
Don't mess up the flow.
No, he can't.